Good afternoon, Bay Nation. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Bay. I'm your host, Mike Williams, and here's my co-host, Jeffrey.
Good afternoon, Bay Nation.
In this episode, we're going to be doing a different version of love-hate called Charge On and Beware. Charge On is basically the players that I think that you should have confidence in this week, and Beware are players that, if you're not benching, you should at least limit your expectations for their output for the week. It's the beginning of the season, so let's start on a positive note. Charge On. My first Charge On player is quarterback Jalen Hurts for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is going against the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons defense doesn't scare me. Jalen Hurts is going to use his legs in this game, and I definitely think that is going to give you a solid baseline. And he has upside with his new buddy, Devonta Smith. I definitely think they're going to be a solid combination in this matchup. The Falcons defense is not very good, and Vegas has this over-under at 49 points. My next Charge On player, quarterback Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is going against the Arizona Cardinals. That defense doesn't scare me. I like what he does with his legs, and he has Julio Jones and A.J. Brown for the first time, and I definitely think they're going to put up points. And on top of that, the Cardinals are definitely going to keep up, so I think this is a back and forth affair. Also a high over-under in Vegas. Speaking of the Titans, let's stay with that team. Julio Jones is next on this list. He's now on the Tennessee Titans, and I definitely think they're going to make him feel at home. He's healthy, this is going to be a high-scoring game, and I definitely think they're going to want to make him feel right at home in this new offense. My next player, wide receiver Devonta Smith. I spoke about him earlier. The Falcons' defense is not very good, and I'm really excited to see what this kid can do. Up next, running back Raheem Mostert. I definitely think that he's going to be a great start this week going against the Detroit Lions. The San Francisco 49ers are going to run all over the Detroit Lions. And I definitely think Raheem Mostert is going to be leading that charge. I think Trey Sermon definitely gets involved, but I think they both can eat in this game. The Lions are terrible. They're going to run all over. I think he has a fantastic matchup going against the Texans. The Texans are absolutely horrific. So I definitely think he has a field day in this one. Tight end for the Washington football team, Logan Thomas. With Curtis Samuel going down, I definitely think that he's going to be utilized more in this offense, and Ryan Fitzpatrick seemed like he liked him in the preseason. He might even push it a little more downfield. And that's going to do it for my Charge On players of the week. We're going to be going over my Beware players. Players that you're either most likely to start or you're trying to debate whether or not you should start. Up first, quarterback Joe Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals. They're going against a Minnesota team that last year was not very good defensively, but they've made a lot of changes in the offseason, and I definitely think they're going to give Joe Burrow a hard time. And with him coming back from the injury, I'm not very confident in his first game back. This next player isn't a player that I think you should bench necessarily, but I definitely think you should beware. Justin Herbert. He has a really tough matchup going against Washington. Most of you are going to have to start him, and he has played very well against some good defenses, such as the Buccaneers last year. He had a field day. He played absolutely incredible. So I definitely think he can beat this matchup, which is why I'm not saying you should bench him. What I am saying is you should definitely be limiting your expectations for him in this matchup. Up next, wide receiver Kenny Golladay from the New York Giants. He's coming off a hamstring injury. I'm not really trying to trust that. He's going against Denver, who has a very good defense. He's definitely a wait-and-see player. Up next, wide receiver for the Steelers, Juju Smith-Schuster. I think Juju Smith-Schuster is a wait-and-see. I think Deontay Johnson has his role pretty secure. I'm curious to see who gets more targets this week between Chase Claypool and Juju Smith-Schuster. The Bills are not an easy matchup either. Up next, running back Saquon Barkley for the New York Giants. He's coming off of an injury. I'm not quite sure how much his workload is going to be. They just cleared him to play. If you drafted him, you're most likely going to use him. But I would definitely limit your expectations. I wouldn't be thinking you're going to get like 20, 25 points from him. Maybe closer to that 10 to 15 range. Next, Josh Jacobs. I'm definitely not starting Josh Jacobs this week if I don't have to. I didn't draft him anywhere personally. Like I said, the start of this year, his schedule is awful, and it's starting with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are an incredible run defense. He doesn't get the pass game work, and they're projected to be down. I just don't feel like he's going to be able to be utilized properly with a defense that doesn't allow very many running yards. Also, I want to see what the workload is for Kenyon Drake. How often is he used? Is he used primarily in the passing game, or are they going to give him some rushing work as well? I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. They definitely paid him. 2 years, $10 million. And this last Beware player is not a bench per se, because if you have him, you're going to play him. I'm assuming you don't have another option at the moment. But I'm going to wait and see on Dallas Goedert. I'm really not liking the situation that he's in. Everybody expected Zach Ertz to be gone by now, but he's not. Now he's splitting tight end targets. I'm not really excited about that. The only saving grace for him is he's playing against Atlanta, and I definitely think this is going to be a high-scoring game. So there's definitely a chance that he has a solid game, but I definitely think you should limit your expectations. All right, that's going to do it for my Charge On and Beware episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell down below so that when any one of my videos comes up, you're first to know. Football's here. Let's get it started. Enjoy your first football Sunday. Peace.